Hey, I'm Jessica. If you love cars as much as I do, you're in the right place. From drifting car days to uncovering the world's most iconic rides, gear up and subscribe to Race with Jessica for non-stop car fun.
7 reasons why you should not buy the 2026 Hyundai Santa Cruz. This year, Hyundai's compact pickup carries over with minimal updates, which include a new transmission for turbo models, terrain modes for the XRT, and not much else. With barely any changes, it'll remain pretty much the same overall package. But does this mean it has everything it needs to be considered a class leader? We're not so sure because things are still far from being flawless, as we found 7 reasons why you should not buy the 2026 Hyundai Santa Cruz. Number 7. Small cargo bed. Updated or not, with a new transmission or the old one, some things about this pickup don't change. One of them is the fact that this isn't the most ideal hauler you can buy back in the day. A standard cargo bed out of pickup was 8 feet, but those days are long gone today. It's much more about comfort, so cabins got more spacious and beds got shorter. A standard cargo bed in the full-size segment goes around 6.5 feet. With a mid-size truck, it's around 5 to 5.5 feet. Well, the Santa Cruz doesn't even come close to these numbers. Instead, its compact dimensions clearly indicate small cargo dimensions, but things are even smaller than you would expect. The Santa Cruz features a .55 Santa Cruz, 4.3 feet cargo unit, so you can barely load anything bulky. Moreover, if you use a tonneau cover, the overall volume goes just around 27 cubic feet, which is how much you get from an average compact hatchback like the Honda Civic. So, essentially the main benefit is that open cargo area, but if we want to be honest, we must say that the direct rival, the Ford Maverick, isn't that much better either. That one features a 4.5 feet cargo bed, so we could all agree that compact pickups don't offer much of a hauling capacity, which is certainly one of the biggest deal breakers for most potential pickup buyers. Number 6. Limited off-road capabilities. Pickup trucks are excellent work machines, but they could also be great off-roaders, which is not the case with the Santa Cruz. First of all, this is a unibody pickup based on crossovers like the Tucson, so its chassis as well as its suspension setup are not exactly meant for off-roading. Instead, pickups like the Hyundai Santa Cruz are designed to provide a convenient ride and mix it with open bed practicality. Once you get off the asphalt, you'll quickly notice all the rightness calls, drawbacks regarding off-road potential. For example, the ground clearance goes around 8.6 inches, which isn't terrible, but still is less than what a typical Subaru crossover offers. Speaking of Subarus, let's not forget to mention that the Santa Cruz rides on the same platform as the Tucson, which also means the same engine placement and layout base models come with front-wheel drive only, so it's delusional to talk about any off-road performance in that case. Still an all-wheel drive system is available, though it doesn't come with any of the typical off-road aids, such as a locking differential. The 2026 XRT does get terrain mode with mud, snow, and sand settings, which is a step in the right direction, but it's still not enough to make this a proper off-roader. Finally, probably the most problematic aspect of the Santa Cruz's off-road potential approach and departure angles, which are pretty modest and go around 17.5 and 23.2 degrees, respectively. The company recently introduced a trim level called the XRT, which represents a little bit more rugged approach to the pickup design. It comes with wider fenders, a blacked-out exterior, side steps, roof rails, and similar things. But other than visual upgrades, it doesn't dramatically improve the off-road performance. Number 5. Fuel economy. Another thing about the 2026 Hyundai Santa Cruz we think should be better is the fuel economy. At first glance, it may actually seem pretty good, considering that the base engine returns around 22 miles per gallon city and 30 miles per gallon highway. That's certainly better when compared to the V6-powered midsize pickups, but if you compare it with direct rivals, such as the aforementioned Maverick, the numbers are anything but competitive because once you add all-wheel drive ratings, drop by 1 miles per gallon, the turbocharged version is a little bit better on the highway, but you can still achieve 18 miles per gallon city and 25 miles per gallon highway at best. Meanwhile, The Maverick impresses with its hybrid powertrain. Many pickup buyers are ready to sacrifice the lack of an all-wheel drive version just to get that fuel economy. Never seen before in the pickup segment, that model returns 42 miles per gallon in the city and 33 miles per gallon on the highway. But that's not all. The Maverick also comes with a Turbo 4 engine, and even that model offers better fuel economy than both Santa Cruz engines, with around 22 miles per gallon in the city and 29 miles per gallon on the highway. Then let's take a quick look at mid-size body-on-frame pickups. Although bigger, heavier, and way more capable, these pickups could also be pretty efficient. In some variants, for example, Toyota recently introduced the hybrid version of the super popular Tacoma, and it offers around 24 miles per gallon combined fuel economy, which is pretty much on par with the Santa Cruz. Number 4. Poor rearward visibility. You may be a fan of the 2026 Hyundai Santa Cruz's front-end design or not, but you can't deny that the overall design looks pretty attractive. If you look at conventional pickups, they look way boxier, with upright panels and pretty massive glass surfaces. Things like that have a highly positive impact on the overall visibility, so even unibody pickups, like the Maverick and the mid-size Honda Ridgeline, mimic genuine body-on-frame pickups. Well, Hyundai designers didn't have much aspirations when they were designing the Santa Cruz. Instead, they brought a pretty sleek design, with lots of sharp lines and pretty narrow glass surfaces that definitely has a great impact on the overall appearance. But the smaller glass surface, the poorer the visibility, then there's that massive C-pillar at the end of the cabin, which just makes things even worse. All in all, while front and side visibility may seem okay rearward, visibility is poor and makes maneuvering far more complicated, especially if we consider that although classified as compact, it still features nearly 196 in total length. Number 3. Sluggish base engine. As mentioned, the 2026 Santa Cruz comes with 2 powertrain options on offer, and while the optional Turbo 4 feels quite peppy, the base engine doesn't feel engaging at all. On paper, 191 horsepower and 180 1-pound-feet of torque should be enough for most, but in reality, things aren't exactly like that. With this engine, the Santa Cruz needs around 9 seconds to hit 60, which is anything but quick by modern-day standards. Things become even more intriguing once you realize that even the hybrid-powered Maverick is notably quicker, as it needs just 7.7 seconds to hit 60. Despite similar output and a CVT gearbox, the optional Turbo 4 puts out 281 horsepower and 311 pound-feet of torque, and offers significantly better driving dynamics, including 0 to 60 in about 6.3 seconds. Still, it's worth mentioning that despite the 30 horsepower and 30 pound-feet deficit, the turbocharged Maverick is still 0.1 seconds quicker when it comes to the 0 to 60 sprint. The 2026 model year does bring one improvement, though. Hyundai replaced the problematic dual clutch transmission with a traditional 8-speed automatic, which should provide smoother shifts and better reliability. Number 2. Limited towing capacity. The 2026 Hyundai Santa Cruz features a max towing capacity of 5,000 pounds, which isn't all that bad a feat-all. It's better than the Maverick, and on par with the Ridgeline still to enjoy this maximum capacity. You need to get a version with Turbo 4 and all-wheel drive, and that would cost you at least $40,000 for that money. You can get a mid-sized pickup like the Chevy Colorado or Jeep Gladiator, which can tow up to SLB and other. In words, if towing is your priority, then the Santa Cruz isn't the best choice for you. Because as we've already mentioned, cheaper versions feature front-wheel drive, and that's by far the worst layout for towing. So if you get a cheaper version of Hyundai's pickup, the best you can get is 3,500 pounds, which is on par with most similarly priced crossovers. However, if you prioritize hauling over towing, the Santa Cruz is actually an excellent choice. Considering that the max payload capacity goes up to 1,750 pounds, while the least capable variants can also haul well over 1,600 pounds. Number 1. Price. Although a compact pickup, the 2026 Santa Cruz is not a cheap vehicle to buy. It starts at around $29,500, which is about $1,300 more expensive than the 2026. Ford Maverick. It may not seem like a significant gap at first, but once you check the specs, you'll know what we're talking about. Because for the base price of the Hyundai Santa Cruz, you do get a well-equipped pickup, but on the other hand, you get a model with an underwhelming, naturally aspirated inline 4 inches. The case of the Maverick, the base model includes a pretty capable 2-liter turbo 4 with 250 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque. That's a significant difference, performance-wise and what you'll think now. Okay, but the Santa Cruz is also available with a Turbo 4. It can't be too expensive. Well, the problem is that this powertrain is reserved for higher trim levels only. So the cheapest you can go to get this one is around $40,000 in our humble opinion. That's too much for a compact pickup. That's not all. The Maverick is also available with a hybrid powertrain, and it costs just $15,000 extra. In other words, for around $28,000, you could get a pickup with by far the best fuel economy in the pickup universe, which goes around 42 miles per gallon in the city and 33 miles per gallon on the highway. In other words, unless you like the Santa Cruz's styling better and really need that extra dose of refinement, the Maverick remains a much better deal in our book. What makes matters worse is that for 2026, Hyundai raised prices by up to $850 without adding any significant features or upgrades. You're literally paying more for the same truck a feeder. All sales figures speak for themselves. The Maverick sold nearly 5 times as many units as the Santa Cruz last year. If this video helped you out, subscribe to Race with Jessica and hit that bell icon so you stay updated with all my newest content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.